He lied to you. The real Wakanda was even more powerful. They built a fictional kingdom and called it Wakanda. But the real empires of Africa were never fiction. They were iron, gold, salt, and scholarship. They were power the world has never fully acknowledged.
The maps were burned, the names were changed, the libraries turned to ash and flame, but the stones remain, the rivers know what colonizers tried to erase and bury below.
Wake up to the light.
They sold you a story.
Wake up to the light.
And erased all the glory.
Wake up to the light.
The kingdom was real.
Wake up to the light.
Now it's time that you feel the weight of what was taken, the truth that was hidden. The Africa they showed you was never the vision. The Ghana Empire rose in the 4th century, west of the Sahara's edge, controlling trans-Saharan trade routes, holding gold and salt on every ledge. Kumbi Saleh was its capital, a city of scholars and merchant kings, with administrative courts and legal systems governing everything. The Mali rose and swallowed kingdoms whole. Mansa Musa ruled with 14,000 soldiers and a heart of gold. In 1324 he walked through Cairo on his way to Mecca and crashed the entire Egyptian economy. No general could ever wreck her. He carried 60,000 people, 12,000 enslaved by force of war, 80 camels loaded with gold dust. The world had never witnessed more. The Songhai Empire followed, stretching 3,000 kilometers wide. Askia Mohammed built institutions with scholars walking side by side. Timbuktu held 700,000 manuscripts in his great hall. Medicine, astronomy, mathematics written on those ancient walls. Sundiata Keita broke the bonds of the So-So Empire with his hands and built the Mali Empire on a foundation of cultivated land.
The maps were burned, the names were changed, the libraries turned to ash and flame, but the stones remain, the rivers know what colonizers tried to erase and bury below.
Wake up to the light.
They sold you a story.
Wake up to the light.
And erased all the glory.
Wake up to the light.
The kingdom was real.
Wake up to the light.
Now it's time that you feel the weight of what was taken, the truth that was hidden. The Africa they showed you was never the vision. Great Zimbabwe stood 250 years before Columbus sailed his ship, built from granite stone without mortar, 11 meters high from base to tip. The Congo Kingdom ran a complex bureaucracy with provinces and courts, trading copper, ivory, and cloth through organized Atlantic ports. Benin City in the 14th century had roads wider than any in Europe, lined with guilds and artists cast in bronze that made the Western world regroup. Queen Nzinga of Ndongo fought the Portuguese for 40 years of war. She negotiated treaties, led armies, and never bowed before they law. The Axum Empire minted its own currency and built obelisks to stand, controlling Red Sea trade routes with a navy fleet across the land. Ethiopia was never colonized, it stood when every neighbor fell. Defeating Italy at Adwa in 1896, they rang the freedom bell.
I am before Europe.
Go before their greed,
Universities before their missionaries planted seed.
Wakanda is a mirror, not a fantasy. The real kingdoms are the history. Every mountain, every throne, every crown. Africa was never a continent the world could hold down.
Study the Ghana Empire, study Mali, study Songhai, study Great Zimbabwe, study Benin, study Axum, study Congo. The real Wakanda had many names and many kings.
They just never taught you that in school.
The Oyo Empire stretched across what is now Nigeria with cavalry and might. Yoruba kings commanded 60,000 horsemen, ready for the fight. The political system had checks and balances centuries before the West. The Alafin held the throne, but the Oyo Messi Council put his power
To the test.
Carthage stood on North African soil and challenged Rome for dominance of the sea. Hannibal crossed the Alps with war elephants, brought the Roman Empire
To his knee.
The Nubian kingdoms of Kushimiro ruled Egypt for a full dynasty. 25th dynasty pharaohs were black African kings. That is documented history. Yeah. Meroe had more pyramids than Egypt, 255 in total counts. The iron smelting technology from Meroe spread across the continent, no doubt. The Canaan-Banu Empire lasted 1,000 years without a single break. From the 9th century to the 19th, no outside force could make it shake. Queen Amina of Zaria built walls around every city that she conquered and controlled. She expanded the house of territory wider than any ruler, male or female, ever told.
They gave you vibranium in a movie screen. The real resource was iron, salt, and everything between. They drew new borders, changed the river's name, rewrote the textbooks, restructured all the claims. But oral tradition carried what the archives tried to kill. The grids kept the memory alive. They carry it still.
Wake up to the light.
The pharaohs were African.
Wake up to the light.
The scholars were African.
Wake up to the light.
The engineers were African.
Wake up to the light.
Conquerors were African.
Every pyramid, every trade route, every throne.
African.
Africa built civilization long before the world was shown. The Swahili coast connected Africa to Persia, India, and China by the sea. Kilwa-Kisiwani was called the most beautiful city on earth by Ibn Battuta. Read his decree. The Mutapa Empire mined gold in Zimbabwe, traded it across the Indian Ocean floor. There was no dark continent, there was only a continent they wanted to ignore.
The story is not finished. It was only hidden.
Go find it.
They built a fictional kingdom and called it Wakanda. But the real empires of Africa were never fiction.
They were iron, gold, salt, and scholarship. They were power the world has never fully acknowledged.